Having coaches all of my life, I know the power of having a coach, but I also understand that, you know, in my own experience, I had to do the work. My journey into entrepreneurship really started with a university course that I took, and I really resonated with it. I kind of always had this feeling that I was an entrepreneur, but I didn't really know, right? So I went straight into a sales job initially, but I was fortunate enough to have a friend that was telling me about this internet thing, and you know, he said, hey, why don't we start a website development company? So we did. That was the very first venture that I launched, and that was back in 2006. It set me on the path of realizing what was possible by being my own boss. Definitely when I landed on Mom's couch, it was a low point. It was a time where I had just recently gone through a divorce. It was a really humbling experience, but also something I'm really grateful for though too, because it allowed me an opportunity to really restart. And you know, she was fully supportive of me really following my passions and figuring out exactly what I want to do when I grow up.
Trevor was very devoted to his work, and one of the reasons was because he was it. He was the one having to support himself. It wasn't like he was working for an employer. He was the guy having to bring home the money.
I know exactly what it's like to have your back up against the wall and know that, you know, you may be using your last bit of money at the grocery store to buy food, let alone live the kind of life that you want to live. I was able to just push through and to realize too that, you know, my mess that I was going through is really my message. There's something powerful there to actually show other people that even in your darkest hours and when you think you can't keep going, that it's possible, but you need to surround yourself with good people.
I always believed in Trevor because just the personality that he is.
Scott Oldford was somebody that I connected with at a time when I was selling information, and very successfully. You know, we had over 26,000 people go through our programs, but I didn't feel like I was truly transforming those people's lives. There was a piece missing.
A lot of people as entrepreneurs, when the going gets tough, they give up, and they don't persist, and they don't have the patience. And Trevor is this combination of persistence and patience and just this honesty that, you know, I wish was here in our world a lot more.
I ended up meeting another coach mentor who at the time, his name is Zion Kim. I had actually taken out a $100,000 loan just to invest in that program. It was almost a 6-figure a year investment. And about 3 weeks into finally pulling the trigger and deciding to do that, our son was born, Bodhi, and he was born 4 months early. So I had every opportunity to quit, to say, guys, I need my money back. And I made the choice not to do that.
I remember during my time when I work with Trevor, the first word that comes up is just warrior.
We worked together on a project with sportsnetworker.com. He was very driven and motivated to achieve his goals. And I just saw Trevor being able to achieve new levels in his life, his personal life, in his business, and in his brand. And I just wanted to see him overcome those inner challenges he was faced with.
What he created, the foundations for the business that he has now, the ones that where he just completely massively up-leveled the business that he's working on, and the one that he's still showing up in service today. That's the person that I'm so honored and deeply honored to call my friend.
I help entrepreneurs understand their mindset and where their belief systems and their thoughts live. What I loved about Trevor's approach was that he's just so wholesome and he's so authentically himself. And I didn't feel like there was any bullshit. He was really saying it like it was, even if it wasn't something that I wanted to hear.
I think one of the biggest things that I try and pass on to the clients that I work with, and I constantly remind myself too, is that it's important that we get comfortable being uncomfortable. If our clients are in their own way, that ultimately they're not going to be successful. So the mindset component has become a critical piece of our program.
The mindset component of Trevor's program is truly the glue that holds it all together, because we can have strategy, we can have all the processes, but if we internally don't believe that we can do it or we can have that result, it doesn't matter, and that's why a lot of people struggle. And so the fact that Trevor recognizes the power in aligning your mental mind with those strategies and those processes is really why that's so important in Trevor's program to have the mindset component.
It's really about having accountability, but also having the tools to know, like, what do you do? Like, how do you actually get into the right state of mind? How do you know what to do on a daily basis so that you can actually scale what you're doing? Because when done properly, LinkedIn takes time. It takes time. You have to invest the time, just like you do in every other relationship that you have in your business and your personal life. Our Expert Selling Machine program has evolved since the beginning of us first launching it to really become a mentorship and a community and really an accelerated done with you program. It's an extension of your ability to be able to connect with people on a very one-to-one level, but without actually even having to leave from behind your computer. You can do it all online. I love what I do, and it's a blessing to be able to work remotely, to be able to leverage these tools that we have. Hearing about my clients' success is one of the ultimate things in my day. It's pretty exciting. It's almost like watching your kids learn how to ride a bike, right? You see them grow, and there's nothing more fulfilling than that.